Here I am at the Houston Space Center, exploring around all the interesting things that you can find here. Hey, this is Derek from MostInterestingLife.com. I'm driving right now, so I'm not really going to be looking at the camera. I'm actually in Houston, Texas on a business trip. I'm driving back from the Houston Space Center, which is actually pretty cool. But the whole point of this video is just do as many interesting things as you can, because I'm on this business trip and I was feeling kind of tired, kind of lazy. I'm leaving late tonight to go back to New York, and I was thinking of just staying inside, not doing anything, trying to get some sleep. That was my thought, and that's what a lot of people do. You know, it's a lot of times I ask my friends to go and do interesting things, but instead they say, "Oh, I'm just going to take it easy. I'm tired. This and that. I had work all week." And I was almost going to do that today, but then I decided to just say, screw it. I'm going to go see a space center, because there's some museums I could have gone to, but I've been to a lot of museums all around the world, and yeah, if I had a lot more time in Houston, I definitely would have went to the Fine Arts Museum. But how often do I see a NASA Space Center? And it was actually really cool, because a lot of times you think, oh, I can just look on Google and look at pictures and look at YouTube videos, and I think the same thing all the time, but the pure scale of everything was just really interesting. Just the massive size of these machines and these modules, and you could actually go inside of some of them, and just that was really impressive. And that's not the sort of thing that you could do just by looking on the internet. So I'm definitely glad I did that, and I'm going back to meet up some people I had some meetings with, and hopefully do a few more cool things until I leave Houston, because this is my first time in Texas. Actually, I've done a lot more international travel than domestic, but any sort of new experience is cool. And the whole point of this YouTube channel site is just how any sort of person can live a more interesting life. And so that's what I'm doing today. And I rented this little Kia Mini SUV thing. When I rented it through Hertz, and there were a lot of different options of cars that you had. There was some Jettas, they had some Camrys, there were a bunch of normal cars I've driven before, but this thing stood out. It was this red little thing. It looked like this little mini Hummer or a little tank thing, so I picked that out. It's fun. I don't know if I'd want to own it, but it's a lot of fun to drive today. I'll see if I could upload some videos that I took inside the Space Center. When I go to a museum or something, I'm not one of those types of people that spend the whole day inside it and spending hours and hours. I pretty much just breeze through, and if I want to really read up on something, I could go, again, on the internet, and I could read up after and get a lot of the history. But I just like to, just be present and just be in the same room with these interesting things. So I was in there for about half an hour. It actually took me just a little bit longer to drive there, but I'm definitely glad I did. And so whenever you have a choice in life to not do something or do something different and interesting, say yes to it. Do the thing. I wrote a blog article on it. I'll see if I can link that to here, and just saying yes and just making the interesting choice, because when you're 80, 90 years old, you'll wish you said yes to things and to more things. And usually the things that I regret are the times I didn't say yes. It's, I go out a lot and have fun with friends when I can, but it's the times that I said no, and for reasons of laziness, that turned out to be the wrong choice. Usually a decision that's made out of laziness or fear is always the wrong decision. So again, give this a like if you can, give it a thumbs up, a comment, subscribe, go to my site, and until next time, stay interesting. So I was in Houston. I decided that might as well, while in Houston, go see the Houston Space Center. It's a pretty interesting place. The most interesting thing for me is just to see these machines really big and up close, and just the scale of everything. Because a lot of you can look up online, but it's very interesting just to see these massive machines up and in person, and just having them surround you. So I think that's really cool and really interesting.